the base right there. So I'm tapping it. Now as I work up this area, now I'm going to start twisting. See, then that's going through. You can push it across. Look at that. See, the rebar, the chicken wire is all the way through, but that's behind. So you can see how important it is to keep this stuff tight. And again, we're trying to get around the rebar stuff. That's our main focus. Today we're not trying to make everything perfect. Okay, so now, because we don't want to make it too heavy, but so the first part I pushed all the way through, like a cheese grater. You can leave that for me for the moment and get the rest of it. Right? Now I'm going to work on up. I'm wiggling, I'm doing the shiggy jiggy. Here, I'll make that term. Shiggy jiggy. You can also push your fingers through when you notice areas that you want to get around things. And again, we're being picky. Like, this rebar does take a long time to completely rust out and to fall apart. I've had jobs that were built like that with lath and fully exposed rebar. It stood for years and years and years. But we're trying to just at least get best practices into the program here, so at least you know what we're aiming for. Pushing it up is good. The surface that I'm making for the future, look at working it, pushing things down with my thumb, twisting, doing the shimmy shimmy. I'm kind of doing your rock, Jason.
I'm not sure the top is done, just so you know.
Yeah.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not.
I think this will be heavy enough as it is.
So what's the thickness you're shooting for?
Well, come on over here and you can kind of get an idea. It varies, but this is going in. Look how far it's going in, that far past this. I pushed it through like a cheese grater, and then this was on top of it. I could see all the chicken wire. The next handful went over that, welded together with that from which it was behind it, right?
So you know you've got it on both sides.
I got it on both sides. And then, not to monopolize Jason's wonderful rock here, we want to go ahead and I'm going to just do this just to see this is what I would do at the end of applying it. But the other thing to remember is when you're coming to a corner, you need to remember to keep that thickness out to get past your rebar stick, right? If you don't, things can get thin and you're creating sort of a less durable, less protected surface. See, that's pretty thin right in here somewhere. See, there's the rebar, so I got a 1/2 inch maybe over it right there. So I'd want to build this out. It's steep over here, so I'm going to be pulling it over here. This idea with the steeps is to put it in like the cheese grater. Keep in mind where the cut pieces of this stuff are in these gloves, but Ann has good gloves. They don't poke you, but they I'm not sure about the cement. Probably fine with that too. Point is, keep an eye on that. But you're pushing it through, and you'll let that cook a little. You don't have to go ahead and get it all dialed in. This piece of rebar, again, I want to make sure I got that coverage, so I'm putting a chunk on it. This side of my hand is getting the plane of this side. Does that make sense? So you can see how it's a little bit over the chicken. This side is vertical, so this would need some special attention of just working it in. Okay, we want to keep our rocks not too bloody heavy. If you have your rock on a table of some sort, which everybody does, come back at the end and give it an angle. Why? That means this abutted end of the concrete has got a nice thick edge. It's not feathered out. That just makes it easier to pop free from the table, and it is a more solid kind of orientation. All right?
We have ours on that nice.
That's fine. You can do it right there,
Can we
yeah.
get concrete on it?
Fine, yeah, absolutely fine. All right, guys, last thing. If you smooth out your rock with the trowel, which is fine, hit it with a brush. When it's nice and, see all that? For those of you, that's all you need. Next coat's coming on will adhere well to that. It's just not all shiny. It would still stick to the shiny trowel part anyway. But that's, it makes it, and it's so, I mean, it's done. 5 seconds, right? Okay, so get going on it, keep track of it, notice the weight. You don't have to go crazy. It's gonna be crazy trying to carry these things anyway. So for this side over here, you can, if you want to fuss with it, we have the concrete, and you can start, it's chicken gravy, just pushing all the way through if you want. But I just want to point out right now, with this pitch,